Jerick McKinnon, nicknamed the Jet, will take a knee. And out comes Keenan, 29 years young, grew up playing for his father in Abilene, Texas. Rudolph in motion. They will hand it to the former Florida State Seminole. That's Dalvin Cook. And the Miami native up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5 on first down. Back-to-back carries for Cook, who is nearly a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And back-to-back carries, he goes for 5, and that'll move the chains.
A defensive back will be playing linebacker.
First throw for Keenum, great protection, looking down the field for Thielen. What a throw, and he got it. What a throw, what a throw. Cook already his third carry. For this year. Keenum wide open and still on his feet and close to the goal line, but just short is Dalvin Cook. They're in the I formation, and they'll give it to Cook. He's had a big opening series. No signal given. And he appears short. They'll try it again. And it is a first career touchdown. Or is the ball loose? They gave the signal for a touchdown. Buccaneers are saying the ball is theirs. Now, the initial ruling on the field was signaled as a touchdown.
Field is a touchdown.
They are reviewing it upstairs. Let's see if that ball is...
They've looked at it, and it will be ruled as it was on the field, a touchdown. Now the point after, this has been an adventure for Kai Forbath already this year. He's missed 2 of them, but this one is good. First NFL touchdown. Now Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers will try and answer. Taking a knee is Reedy. Give it to Jacquizz Rodgers. This is a stifling Minnesota defense. Among the very, very best in the NFL. First throw of the day. Winston steps up and delivers a strike. And that's his favorite target, the 24-year-old out of Galveston, Texas, after that 17-yard catch. So the man who steps in there for him, the rookie out of Penn State, Chris Godwin, makes a reception down to the 40-yard line. Play fake one way, roll Winston the other way, and a strike, and that's a number 1 pick, O.J. Howard out of Alabama. Mike Evans, by the way, is back into the game. And that time it's Reedy. Down at the bottom of the screen with Deshaun Jackson. About 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Into the hands of Evans. And he's down to the 22-yard line.
Tight end.
4-man rush. And Winston gets rid of the ball. And Brate came out of nowhere to make a reception. It looked like a sure interception. Full. And it's right down the middle. So each team coming away with points on its opening drive.
I can almost say that for both teams.
After the Blair Walsh situation here in Minnesota. McCain's going to bring it out. 7 yards out of his own end zone. And not a good decision for Jerick McKinnon. He is dropped short of the 15-yard line and unable to answer the call. Spun down his Cook after a gain of a yard. Let's check in back in Los Angeles. Second down and 9. Great protection, and that's Cook out of the backfield. And he is dragged down short, 2 yards short of a first down by Adarius Blanton.
And to see him catch one early to get him involved.
And this time they find Diggs on a short crossing route. Early on, this is an outstanding game plan being designed on the offensive side of the football.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They converted a first down. Now it's 3rd down and 12. And across the middle, it's Diggs to the 30, so they get the first down after all. He asked Keenum point blank, was it different practicing with the first unit and getting all the quote-unquote reps this week as opposed to last week when he really didn't know. He had an idea he had a chance to play, but didn't know for sure until the day before the game. His 26th start. Looking for the long ball again, and he slightly overthrew the intended receiver who had the 45-yard reception. They converted 3rd and 12 a moment ago. Now 3rd and 10, and again looking down the field. What a catch! No, it came out of there. It looked like Diggs had it momentarily. Ryan Quigley now on the punt. Reedy up to 24. Throwing on first down. Quick out. And the reception made by Deshaun Jackson, which will move the chains to the 35. Starting your morning routine with Florida State. First down carry is to Jaquiz Rogers, who's replacing the suspended Doug Martin as the Buccaneers featured running back. 7 yards. A little too tall for Evans. He had his fingertips on it, and Xavier Rhodes with him in coverage. Blitz coming. And looking for a penalty flag was Humphreys.
Alexander staying on his man.
Anger among the very best in all the NFL. Fair catch signal Fuller at the 10-yard line, and there's a penalty flag down on the play. Came on the near side along the sideline, which generally tells you there's a hold.
There was a member of the kicking team that went out of bounds on his own. That is a 5-yard penalty. Minnesota has elected to re-kick the ball, 4th down.
So they'd have the ball at the 10. They're going to do better now, a lot better now. Up to the 24, so that's a good call made by Mike Zimmer. Call home.
Encroachment, defense number 93. 5-yard penalty, first down.
With most of the season, still had 5.5 sacks, and now Keenum to a wide open Diggs. It looked like he dropped it.
Putting their corners off, so those intermediate routes are going to be open.
Boy, Cook slammed to the deck. Levante David. Keenum, 3rd down, quick out, reception made, and hanging on this time is Diggs, and that'll be a first down. Spinning out of a tackle is Cook, and turns a loss into positive yardage out close to the 38 on the final play of the opening quarter. Buccaneers opening drive, but stalling and leading to a field goal. Keenum steps up, throws, and is that a catch? It is by Diggs. He's looking at the hand saying, I can catch it after dropping one a short while ago. Play fake. And they dump it off to Thielen. And that'll be a gain of close to 8. 3 catches, 38 yards for Diggs. This is Cook. And that'll be enough for a first down. Too tall, he had a wide open Kyle Rudolph. But big Gerald McCoy and company put a big hit on Keenum. And now it is Cook taking the snap from center, and that did not fool the Buccaneers. There's a penalty flag down on the far sideline in front of the Buccaneers bench. 1971.
There's no penalty on the play, as the Vikings had a correct and accurate line of scrimmage.
So 3rd down and 7. Blitz coming. And wide open again is Thielen, and that is a first down at the 11-yard line. Slow to get up, and he leaves for the sidelines. This is Dalvin Cook. Shakes one tackle, but can't outrun a host of Tampa Bay defenders.
Carter and how he never dropped the football. What a great route runner.
Well, they know that here. There's Diggs. And inside the 5 is Stephon Diggs on this 3rd down and 3. They fake it to him. And under heavy pressure, Keenum just throws it up in the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Penalty flag right in the end zone.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense number 95 lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. Holding, defense number 43. That 5-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
This will be first and goal. They spot it at the 2-yard line. Keenum rolling right, and it is a touchdown to Jarius Wright. Remember him?
You saw the mobility that maybe Sam Bradford doesn't have, that Case can bring to the table on a natural sprint out, working Jarius Wright in a one-on-one.
5 of the 8. He has 5 offensive snaps or fewer. What a start, though, for Keenum. My, oh, my. And let that one bounce. Does Reedy. Well, that's a curious decision there by Reedy. I mean, the second that ball bounces, you don't know where it's going. Trying to hurry up his Winston to snap the football. This is Rodgers. Cuts it back to the inside and then run down by Tom Johnson after a gain of almost 4. Rodgers again, and again it is Johnson who's part of the tackle. Short of the 20. They need to get to the 21 for a first down, so 3rd and 2. Well, you just get the feeling this is an important series for the Buccaneers. Read beautifully by Griffin. He had 2 sacks and a loss to the Steelers and now has 4 on the year.
Well, Everson's aggressive.
Allen, he has become one of the top sackers in all of football. 2-time Pro Bowler, just signed a contract extension. Fair catch at the 42 by Sherrill. As the Detroit Lions come to town, there's Diggs in motion. You said that's what they do, Chris Spielman. He may have heard footsteps right there. That's an incompleted pass. 2nd down and 10. Good protection. Thielen is sure-handed as they come, brother. That's an 11-yard gain. They hand it to Latavius Murray, but the Thielen told us when we met with him the other day, and he is really a very pleasant young man. Thrives on it. Cook. He ran into a tackle and then ran through the tackle. There is a penalty flag down.
52, Nick Easton.
Holding, offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Taking one way, come back the other way. How about that by Levante David? Not about to fool him. After missing a couple of plays, 3rd down and forever. Very short game by Laquan Treadwell. Under 6 minutes to go until halftime, and the Buccaneers need something to happen on this drive offensively. They look very, very good on that opening drive. Stalled short of the end zone, wound up in a field goal. Jameis put it up on 1st down. Wide open to Sean Jackson. And he gets behind Trey Waynes and in front of Sendejo for a first down. Has 2 catches, but just for 21 yards. They've done a nice job on him. That's Xavier Rhodes looking for Evans here. And that's Rhodes step for step with him. Rhodes, a first-round draft pick out of Florida State. This is Adam Humphries. Well, he got good blocking right there and followed that blocking. Short drop. Evans on a slant. Boy, you got to be strong to make that catch, which he does. The flag is down.
Holding, defense number 29. That penalty is declined. Result of play, first down.
Until halftime. Play fake, Rodgers down the field, and it's intercepted by Trey Waynes in the end zone. He's going to bring it out, and Jameis forced one there and pays the price.
This time Trey Waynes does a good job of speed turning. That's what they call it, a center field turn, then locating the football. And the mistake that Jameis Winston made, we have a flag on the field. If you're long, you're never wrong.
The result of the play is an interception. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 29 of the defense, taunting. That is the first foul in that category. If that player gets another foul in the same category, he will be ejected. The penalty is enforced. After this, it's the goal. First down.
Dalvin Cook in the backfield. They fake it to him. They roll the other way. Keenum will run it. And tiptoes out of bounds at the 11-yard line. You have 3:44 to play until halftime. Dump it off to Dalvin Cook. And he steps out of bounds after breaking a tackle. That's a first down up to the 23-yard line. And that clock running at 2:45. Looking to Diggs. And he's all the way to the 30-yard line. What a day so far for Stephon Diggs.
Well, if the corner, the safety is up, TJ Ward's up, so the corner's responsibility, he has to be off and inside. Chris Conti is up. You have no safety help.
26 start. Dalvin Cook. Good running room. That'll be a gain of 9 till halftime. They'll stay on the ground, but Cook, he takes a big hit but hangs onto the football down to the 17-yard line. They are burning a lot of time. You know they're inside the 20 and they have all those timeouts. Looking to the end zone for Diggs. He went up and got it. And a touchdown for Stephon Diggs.
Between Hargraves, he's going to set him up outside, and you see where Case's aiming point is? The aiming point is the back pylon. C.J. Ham.
Came in 2 of 4 on the year. Good snap, good hold, and he's now 3 out of 3 today.
Confidence in his quarterback, so all the playbook is open.
I think that's a great point, Chris. The fact that Shermer here with Keenum, and we mentioned earlier, he had a full week to get ready for this game. They're going to put it up, try to get some points here. That's Cameron Brayton, the tight end. Very short game. Clock stops 41 seconds until halftime. Good protection. What a catch. Traffic. What a catch indeed by Humphries. Already this year in his Tampa Bay debut. Winston throws to the sideline. It looked like contact over there and no call. We'll need another 20 yards of offense here. Under 30 to go. Pump fake. And that's way overthrown. Deshaun Jackson in double coverage back there. Harrison Smith. And 5 Pro Bowl players a year ago. Snap. Bobbled by Winston. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. So it's 4th down. Get after the quarterback.
Oh, short.
Straight, really short. But nobody's going to come up and get the ball. Boy, Sherrills comes up and gets that thing. They've got the ball at about the 38-yard line. Go to Vikings, who did not look good offensively last week in a loss to Pittsburgh. They have looked about as good as they can.
They're playing soft, and Case is having his way. The protection's held up for the Vikings.
Reedy from the 3-yard line. Buccaneers get the football to begin the second half, and he's stuffed at the 22. Penalty flag comes in late.
During the return, holding receiving team number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Their season after the hurricane in Florida. So devastating for so many down there, and I know there are a lot of you watching right now, and we're thinking of you, been praying for you, and for-profit companies for that matter. So Winston flushed out of the pocket, and he will run it short of a first down. They're down, bobble snap again, and it's incomplete with an eye on Humphrey, so it'll be 3 and out. Down today, 0 for 5. Minnesota should get excellent field position. Fair catch, and they will, starting this one at their own 33-yard line. Case Keenum, the best half of his NFL career, is coming out to this 21-3 lead.
Help him feel more comfortable within this offense.
Gets rid of it quickly, and we've already talked about Diggs. At 108 receiving yards, that's his 7th catch of the day.
Of course, for Tampa Bay.
His free play, although I don't see a flag down. Yes, it is. And this is going to go for a touchdown for Diggs. He just realized the defender almost got him.
Well, he was held on the route. He was grabbed by the shoulder.
Too many men. on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of play, touchdown.
That's a 12th man on the field when the ball was snapped. Right there.
And watch the hold. See the grab right there? There was jersey and cloth shown, and Diggs was strong enough to run through it. And again, when you're down in corners and you're attacking them deep,
Diggs might hear a little something from his head coach there, Mike Zimmer, about celebrating too early. About 4 out of 4 on point after.
The injuries have played a big part in this. Not to take away from the performance of the Vikings so far.
Keenum having the best day of his career. Lots of running room for Reedy. The kicker finally runs him out of bounds short of midfield. All right, now Winston and the Bucs work to do. And that's sacked by Shamar Stephen. An injury a season ago. Catch is made by Alan Cross at the 50.
Linebacker down here at the bottom.
Yep, they get the ball to him. And he does a beautiful job of reading a block. And then is dragged down by Anthony Barr. And there is a penalty flag there. That might be a horse collar tackle. It was hard to tell up here.
Sims is pleading his case for the horse collar.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Holding, number 69, offense. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 55 of the defense. Both fouls will offset. Replay 3rd down.
Wow. Winston fires. And a catch made by Brayton, and another penalty flag in the secondary. A lot of them at home.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 20. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
In Charlotte. 1st down. And not much running room there for Sims. Linval Joseph. Crossing pattern, that's Deshaun Jackson. And that's down to the 15 to 1st down. He beat Tremaine Brock. Trying to get into the end zone for the first time today, and that they will do on a touchdown reception made by Cameron Brake. We mentioned this game is a long ways from being over.
Well, he's a big red zone target. We're going to clear out with O.J. Howard and run great underneath on the seam route. So it's a double seam.
Tight end. And the point after by Folk is good. So,
situation.
Well, so far it has been the Case Keenum show. Randy Moss is the only Minnesota Viking ever to have more receptions his first 2 years with this franchise than Stephon Diggs. Cook able to get up, as you saw, and walk off the field. They replace him with Latavius Murray. Look out. Keenum steps up, and the catch is made, and it is a 1st down. That's McKinnon. It's against a beat-up Tampa Bay defense, but he's had all day to throw on virtually every throw. This time he's flushed out of the pocket, and they'll slide down at the 35, back to the line of scrimmage maybe. And we have a penalty flag down. I believe this will be against Tampa Bay.
Yards.
Holding, defense number 92. That 5-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the run. Automatic. 1st down.
This gets it going. Watch out.
Cook is back in there. And on 1st and 10, no gain. Let's go downstairs to Peter Schrager. And of course, there were a lot of questions about Cook coming out of college. There were a series of incidents at Florida State, which certainly threw up red flags. Good run there by Cook, and he is really
Holding.
upset.
Offense number 19.
That's because it's on him.
Penalty. 2nd down.
Down at 20. Almost got there. And then Thielen able to come back and get it on a throw by Keenum. Thrown behind the intended receiver. They're going to keep throwing it. And a catch made by C.J. Ham, and he barrels his way inside the 38.
Mike Smith's use. That's the problem for the Bucs.
Back to the ground with Dalvin Cook. Boy, he just keeps breaking out of tackles. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. Now 19 carries, 80 yards for Cook. And that catch is made by the tight end, Kyle Rudolph. Cook denied the end zone. Brings up 3rd and goal. With children with single-parent households and how important that is to give them a well-rounded upbringing. That's incomplete on the throw to the end zone, so out will come the field goal unit. Has made 21 straight field goal attempts. Second longest streak in the NFL, and you can tack on another one, 22. So now one behind Robbie Gould of the 49ers. 31-10. Let's send it back to.
Full start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I am surprised at how dominant in the third quarter. This game has been no contest. None.
Well, and here, that's against Tampa, as you pointed out, to have a big day.
That's Evans, and that's a hearty collision in that secondary with Sendejo. Going back to his favorite target once more is Winston finding Evans. And 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, all the way back there by the 42. That ball came out of the hands of Winston. That's a pass, incomplete pass. Only 1 of 6 on 3rd down. Looking for Jackson. He was held back there, and yeah, here comes the flag. I mean, anybody could have seen that. That's Tremaine Brock.
That's who you attack, the new guy.
Defense number 24. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Catch made by Reedy. Out of the 35-yard line. Oh, boy. Humphreys took a lick. And on this drive, Sendejo has delivered a couple of them.
Out of the game, hits with his shoulder.
They get a snap off before the end of the quarter, looking for Deshaun Jackson, and he goes up to get it. He beat Tremaine Brock, and that is a touchdown for Deshaun Jackson.
Watch his head. He gets turned around nicely right here. He's in good position to make a play, but he can't find the football. Deshaun Jackson. And the point after is good. So,
it's interesting. Still a ball game.
He's on the sideline. We'll see if he comes out.
Problem is they can't make a stop on defense. I mean, they held him to a field goal the last try rather than a touchdown. But Gerald McCoy. So now Keenum and company with the football, and it's incomplete on 1st down, and that's precisely what the Buccaneers are looking for. As a 4-second play off the game clock. And now Cook bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And now all of a sudden you're looking at 3rd down and 10. 3rd down into the hands of Jarius Wright. And he is short of a 1st down. So it's a 3 and out. Oh, they almost got it. And coming up to get it is Reedy, so good field position at the 35-yard line. Defense forces a 3 and out with nearly an entire quarter to play. Winston and the Buccaneers with the ball. And it's Humphreys to midfield, a 1st down. Oh, that's just in the nick of time to the hands of Evans. Great protection again. And an interception by Sendejo. Still on his feet across midfield. And run out of bounds inside the 35-yard line.
Well, the pocket's there, and I don't know where Jameis is thrown. I think there's a miscommunication between Deshaun Jackson and Jameis Winston.
12.5 to go. Cook inside the 35, a gain of 2. Well, this is, of course, their first road game. They were supposed to have opened the season in Miami. And look at Keenum. That's a man who's hungry to be under center next week. It was interesting looking at that Tampa Bay sideline a moment ago as Cook is down to the 20. Evans looks like he's really upset over there. And that is Golston, who just wraps up Cook and throws him to the deck. Third down throw. That's a conservative throw to Cook. And then they're going to wrap him up, denying him a first down try is Levante David. And he comes back in the game to play and to finish this game. Field goal is good. That's now 23 in a row. The old days, he said, you know, I have some of it in me. I'm working on trying to cut down that mentality a little bit. Last week.
Snap infraction. Offense. The center moved the ball. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's a 7th penalty now. Winston fires across the middle. Juggle. And Evans is able to hang on, and we send it to
sidelines right now. Their best cover corner man.
That's another bobbled snap. Are you kidding me? Did he come down with that ball, Adam Humphries? What a catch that was.
You have to account for when you defend this team.
You know, we ask general managers all the time, and of course your brother Rick Spielman is a GM here of these Minnesota Vikings, but started for 3 years at left tackle at Ohio State. Program like that, playing national championship games 2 years in a row. You mean to tell me of all the offensive linemen that get drafted?
These guys would be drafted, or 12 rounds.
Catch made by Godwin. 30 to go. Jameis delivers a strike, and again it's Godwin to the 21-yard line. Clock will continue to run. And Winston looking at Evans and finds him. He dropped it. He dropped it. It looked like Rhodes may have just punched that ball out. We've got Evans in a slot this time, and into traffic. It's batted into the air, and Harrison Smith intercepts it. Well, Jameis threw that to Evans into triple coverage. All-time leader, all-time in passing yards and touchdowns, and he has played like that kind of quarterback here today. Of course, they know all about the natural disasters, not only down in Florida, but all over the world here recently. And they have a big one here next week. The Detroit Lions won their first 2 games. That'll be a first down for Dalvin Cook and maybe more. Across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Subside for him.
What a day it has been for Dalvin Cook, the Miami, Florida native.
Which no team had to defend the running game last year.
McKinnon again. And down to the 40. Third down coming up, Peter. Lions winning their first 2 games of the year. They overwhelmed the Giants last Monday night. And now Keenan will try to dive for a first down. He looked like he was short. But it depends on the spot of that ball. You know, he dove. That doesn't mean he's down. He's got to be touched.
And plus he dove head first toward the stick, so there's field awareness instead of sliding into it.
He needed to get right at the 35. And it is a first down.
I think you got the purse stores, the nice Louis Vuitton stores.
Boy, you are tough. There's Cook. Golly, Dave. Peter, how do you take that kind of heat? In the restaurant, got people buying him drinks. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson. We mentioned he finished college. His career there is the NCAA's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns, and a career day for Case Keenum today. He only missed on 8 of his 33 passes, 369 yards, 3 touchdowns without an interception, and he's going to keep that football as he should.
Dirk Cutter, you see right there, he'll get this team. This is Tampa Bay has a good football team. They just need to get healthy. He's got a good quarterback in Jameis Winston.
So the final count of 34-17 as a final second ticks off the clock. The Buccaneers go to 1-1, and the Vikings to 2-1.